Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Luluatul Ilmiah, Prodi Bahasa Inggris Al-Ihsan Belambangan. I will summarize what my lecture explain. In the first video, which discusses the good language learner, there are 12 characters as explained by our teacher on the YouTube channel. First character is is willing and accurate question. The point for me on the first character is sometimes. The second character is try to get a message across even if the specific language knowledge is lacking. The point for me on the second character is always. The third character is willing to make mistake. The point for me on the third character are generally. The fourth character is look for patterns in the language constantly. The point for me on the fourth character is sometimes. The fifth character is practices as possible as. Character is practices as often as possible. Points for me in the five character are rare. The sixth character is analysis his or her own speech and the speech of others. The point for me on the sixth character is sometimes. The seventh character is attends to whether his or her performance meets the standards he or she has learned. The point for me on the seventh character is never. Character is enjoys grammar exercise. The point for me on the eighth character is sometimes. The ninth character is begins learning to childhood. The point for me on the ninth character is never. The 10th character is has an above average IQ. Point for me in the 10th character are rare. The 11th character is has good academic skills. Point for me in the 11th character is never. The 12th character is has a good self-image and a lot of confidence. The point for me on this latter character is always. In the second video, it discusses the difference between left brain dominant and right brain dominant. What I caught seems like Mr. Fitri explained more about the character of the right brain. Alright, here are some right brain characters. The first is intuitive. Intuitive is the wing that is used by the right brain dominant users to deal with everything using their feelings. The second is remember face, namely the ability to recognize other people's face. Sometimes a person forget to her name. Third is to express emotion, such as when he feels worried, angry, or even crying. The third video discusses left hemisphere dominance. Here are some left brain characters. The first is intellectual. Intellectual is a person who use his intelligence to work, learn, imagine, and generate problems about ideas. The second is remember name. People who are more dominant using the left brain, he will remember someone's name more, but forget about his face or the opposite of the characteristic of people who are dominant using the right brain. The next character is he likes to analysis, and this left brain character is not good. He is very sensitive. He has difficulty controlling his emotion. The last video explain activity typical weakness and strategy in listening learning classes. For typical in listening learning, the first is clustering, is to know a wider vocabulary. If you master a lot of vocabulary in English, you will have more potential in mastering other skills such as listening, writing, reading, grammar. Yeah, is redundancy. Redundancy is word repetition. The third is reduced form. It is the same as clustering. And the fourth is performance variables. The five is the rate of delivery. The six is stress, rhythm, and information. The next one is strategy. In this attachment, I can only catch a few, namely the first is control your emotion. For example, maybe uh, you cannot understand what is being said, or don't even hear it at all, so you have to stay patient and stay focused. The second is to listen to the tone of the voice of your teacher. If you can hear the intonation, this will make it easier to hear the difference between statement or question. What you have to do in the in the in class is to stay patient and stay focused, because maybe you will have difficulties such as not being able to properly hear what your teacher says. Okay, that's video from me. More and less, I'm sorry. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.